Hey siblings, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maureen Oluwatobi, your intentional sibling. Here on this channel, I share videos to help you live intentionally, and of course, you're going to be living intentionally via the perspective of a son of God. I know it's been a long time I shared videos on this channel because life has been lifing, but I am excited and grateful to be back. So today I have something I believe is fundamental for our journey to living intentionally, and that is what I quickly want to talk to you about before I go about my day. So before I start the video, I want to start out by asking, how are you? What have you been up to? Like I said during the introduction, I know that life has been lifing, and I know that a lot has been happening to different people. People have been navigating times and seasons. People have had pleasant experiences. Some have had to grapple with unpleasant experiences. But before I talk about any other thing I want to talk about today, this is me sincerely, like a sibling, asking you, how are you? And I want you to think about it. I don't want you to rush into responding. I need you to pause, take a deep breath, and really ask yourself, how are you? And if you can muster the courage when you come up with a response, you can let me know what your response is in the comment section. And if you need someone to talk to you, if you need a listening ear, if you need to vent to someone, you can always drop a comment and we'll find a way and I'll get across to you so we can talk. But it's important that you pause every once in a while and really check in on yourself and find out how you are doing. So again, I ask, how are you? All right, so now let's dive into the video for today. Now, one of the most important things I've come to learn on my journey of living intentionally is that your identity plays a very significant and important role in how you navigate your time management. But if you don't have a wholesome perspective of your identity, it's going to impact everything you're going to do. It's going to impact your relationships. It's going to impact what you pursue. Is going to impact what you say yes to and what you say no to. Now, if you are at that stage in your life where you're questioning your identity, you're questioning who you are because society may have put different labels on you that do not effectively and wholesomely qualify who you are. This is me, a sibling from a part of the world you might not have encountered, or we might be in the same location, but this is me, a sibling, coming to reintroduce you to you, because I believe that once you have this understanding, it's going to shape every other aspect of your life. Now, before you ever attain the age of maturity, I understand that your parents, your guardians, or the people you had around you held the responsibility of introducing you to you. Now, because we have a society, or we live in a world that is broken and fallen, not a lot of people will have a wholesome perspective of who individuals are, and this unwholesome perspective would often play out in how they interpret you, how they explain you to you, how they relate with you, how they interact with you, and even what they say to you about you. Do you understand? Now, many times, if you grew up in an environment where the people around you did not have wholesome ideas or wholesome perspective about who you are going to be mislabeled. You're going to be misnamed, right? Now, if you've ever struggled with your identity, if you have had to grapple with different voices, different opinions, different people telling you who they think you are or who they believe you are, and when you juxtapose what they say with your reality and your experiences, and you see that it is not adding up, and you're at that point where you want to know who you are, if there's anything you should know, is the fact that you were made by God. Now, this is not cliche. I know that you will say, oh, Maureen and this are Jesus thing. Yes, Maureen and this are Jesus thing, because I've come to see that a lot of things in this life are fickle. Do you understand? Now, for you to properly identify yourself, for you to properly estimate your value and your worth, you have to recognize your origin. You were made by God. God in his mercy, God in his love, God in his infinite wisdom and intelligence decided that he wanted to have physical expressions of himself. And when he had that desire, he went ahead to create mankind, and it is from mankind that you came about. So your identity is rooted in the fact that you were made in God, you were made by God, and your existence has its origin in God. Now, this simple thing I said can become the point of debate among believers, where some people are saying, oh, someone is a Christian, someone is a child of God, someone is a son of God, someone is this in God, someone is a man of God, a woman of God, a prophet, apostle. These are different layers of this our identity. But reading across the pages of the Bible, I've come to see that one of the most important descriptions that God has ever, or Jesus himself has also ever identified us by, is sons of God. So you are a son of God. I am a son of God. And this is not gender specific, right? When we are talking about son of God, when we say you are a son of God, I'm not saying that you are a male version of God or something like that, because in English language, when you say son, you are talking about a man, or you're talking about someone who is male. But this has to do, this sonship I'm talking about, you being a son of God, is attributed to the Hebrew language, which I would not want to get into. But sonship simply means that you were born of God. So when I say you are a son of God, it simply means that God is source, God is father. God decided to give birth to himself. God wanted to have physical expressions of himself upon the face of the earth that he created. Do you understand? So you are a child of God. You are an offspring of God. God made you. God gave you attributes of himself. God embedded qualities and capabilities that he embodies. So when you know that you are a son of God, you should change your perspective. Now, this short video is not going to give you all of the information you're going to get about who you are and your identity. This is an invitation for you to do further study. Maureen has come to tell you that you're a son of God. I'm sure you should be asking yourself, what does this mean? What is the implication of being a son of God? How does it play out in my life? Now, I'm not going to give you all of these responses because I would want you to embark on the journey of knowing who you are by yourself. To embark on this journey, I'm going to encourage you to start by studying who God is. Ask questions, read books, read the Bible. And if you need further clarification, there are healthy and wholesome people around that you can ask. Do you understand? Ask questions, get to know who God is. And the more you see God, the more you have a much more wholesome perspective on who you are and what it means for you to be a son of God. But one of the most exciting things you're going to discover is that you have worth, you have significance, you have identity. You are not here by accident. You are here by intention and by design. And God has made so much deposit on the inside of you to help you live life upon the face of the earth. But you might not know what these deposits are if you don't embark on the journey of knowing who God is and who you are. If there is one simple assignment I'm going to give to you, it is to study the person of Jesus. Now, I love to say that Jesus is my elder brother because he is. Jesus is the first begotten of many brethren, and I am one of Jesus's siblings, right? And you are also one of Jesus's siblings if you subscribe to this Jesus thing that we are talking about. Do you understand? Because I'm not going to pretend that everyone subscribes to it. If you subscribe to it, you're one of Jesus's siblings. And the way to know who God is to start by studying the first model, right, that God gave to us, and that is the person of Jesus. So get into the Bible, especially the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And when you're doing this study, don't do this study via the lens of religion. Keep your religion aside. Keep your past experiences aside as much as possible. Keep your biases and preconceived notions aside, and really begin to study the person of Jesus. Ask yourself questions. How did he live? How did he talk? How did he interact with people? When you see the life of Jesus, or when you study the life of Jesus, you have a better picture of how to do your life, how to relate with God as Father, and how to have this understanding become the foundation that shapes how you do life on a daily basis. In conclusion, you are a son of God. Jesus is your elder brother. And to better understand who you are as a son of God, Jesus is our model. Jesus is our prototype. So invest some time getting to know God. Invest some time getting to know Jesus. Because the more you know the Father, the more you know the Son, Jesus, the more you know yourself, the better your outcomes would be, because this life is knowledge dependent. If you are bereft of certain bodies of knowledge, it's going to impact your outcomes in life. I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to see you in the next video. I love you as always, and I look forward to seeing you become everything God has said concerning you. Remember, the mission, the goal is to live intentionally. And if you want to live intentionally, then you have to start by knowing your identity. Then you design your experiences based on who you are, not just based on what other people have told you. I love you. See ya.